Welcome to Clean Cut Conversations, the podcast for exceptional Southern Black men. Join us as we delve into vital topics, including mental health, relationships, finance, self-care, and entrepreneurship. Welcome to Clean Cut Conversations. I'm your host, Josh Lovett, with my co-host,
Royce Massengill.
And today, boy, do we have something special for you. We have a special guest in the building. He is the SEA, Southern Entertainment Awards Show co-founder, and on top of that, very infamous in Nashville for DJing. But let's just go ahead and introduce him, Mr. Janiro Hawkins. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
What it do?
Oh, very good. Thank you so much.
So, Janiro, before we jump into this, what are some upcoming projects that you have coming up that you don't mind spilling the tea on a little bit?
Actually, currently working on a film, or the music for a film. So for many people that don't know, I'm a music supervisor for a film company, Onyx Theory Arts.
Really? Okay.
And the film is titled Southside Hero. So we're working on that. And then a TV series. We already have 10 episodes committed and signed. So I will be sourcing music for all 10 episodes of the TV series as well.
Nice.
And planning the next SEAs, which is the 22nd annual Southern Entertainment Awards.
Nice. So with the filming, are these all Nashville cast and crew people you're working with?
No, the company is based out of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
But one thing that I have done in the past 6 films I've worked on is there has always been someone from Nashville or Tennessee in every single film.
Dope.
As far as their music.
Okay.
Starting with the very first film that I did, Roxo.
Go figure.
Shout
out to Roxo.
Roxo. He's got actually an EP coming out tomorrow, or is it today?
I think it's tomorrow.
Okay, so be sure to check him out.
Double entendre for those that don't know this.
Right. Hopefully you can spin that too. You know
You know what I'm saying?
Everything. So with that being said, let's jump into the first question, everybody. So of course we've discussed your upcoming projects and everything, but for the audience members, what exactly are your credentials for those who don't know who Janiro Hawkins is?
My first and foremost credential is I'm a human. I'm not an alien.
Okay.
I'm not a robot.
Okay.
I probably work like both.
Yeah.
But I am the co-founder of the Southern Entertainment Awards. I am also a music supervisor for Onyx Theory Arts, and I am a DJ as well.
Dig that.
So in and around and all about music and entertainment.
Now, when we first met you, we were introduced to you by a guy, Michael Jerome Sykes, aka Miami Mike. Shout out to him. That's how the first time we met him, told him where we were, and then he told us about you, and he's like, I'm gonna introduce you. And I think it was at Marathon Music Works, 2013. I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what you're saying. I didn't know you were a DJ.
Was that our 10th anniversary? I believe it was.
It might have been whenever 2013 was. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that was
a decade.
Yeah, that's crazy. The time flies. So I didn't know. I had no idea you were a DJ. But when
I wasn't DJing around then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember hearing the name Infamous a lot. But I was out in Arkansas going to school. But I was like, man, Infamous. I keep hearing that DJ.
Yeah, that's my partner.
And that's Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what I'm saying. So. But yeah, man, that's how we linked up with you, and we were introduced to the Southern Entertainment Awards, man, and
shout out to Miami Mike.
I know, right?
Yeah, man, big heavy
Palm Tree Entertainment.
Palm Tree. Yes, give Miami Mike a shout out.
Yeah, all day.
So let me ask you something. Off air, we talked about you not being from here, and it's crazy because a lot of Nashville natives, you would think they would already erupt something like the Southern Entertainment Awards show. Coming from Flint, Michigan, as you explained, when you came here, did you just see opportunity, or did you just see more hey, we just got to make a living? It's better.
When I initially came here, it was circumstance that brought me to Tennessee. I had to get out of Flint. Not too many options. My dad lives here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice.
So I was afforded the opportunity to come live with him back in 1990. And I went to McGavick for a year, went to TSU for a couple of years, and left Nashville, to pursue music and entertainment in Atlanta. You know,
Okay.
The black music mecca.
Right.
Yeah. So headed down there and learned a lot. You know, I worked with a company by the name of Groove Essentials. Shout out to Wayne. I worked with a company titled Midnight Marauders. So with Jarrell and Nafala,
Okay.
they really helped me get into the music and promotion side of things. So, you know, Midnight Marauders handled the Equimini Records contract.
Okay.
And Groove Essentials did a lot of promotion of shows in Atlanta. So through Groove Essentials, I was able to see a lot of the ins and outs of concert and event promoting and production. And through Midnight Marauders, I was able to see the street promotion side of things.
Which is an interesting segue. You talk about the street promotion side of things. I'm pretty sure that's, you know, speaking of like the beginnings of like the SCAs, like what was that grit and grind like, that grassroots first year, you know, how was that situation like? How did that build?
Yeah, so fast forward from when I moved to Atlanta to when I came back to Nashville, we're looking at probably about the year 99 or 2000, somewhere around there. I had re-enrolled into TSU. So I was on campus taking classes and everything. Jesse had the record store, Platinum Bound Records, with DJ Outlaw. So Brent was there as well. And one day we were sitting at the record store and was like, yeah, there's Justos, but that's primarily for New York. You know, shout out to Justo Faison, rest in peace as well. But there was nothing for the South.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Right.
Highlighted the accomplishments of the DJs, the artists, and all those that are involved with Southern culture and entertainment. There were many networking sessions, but when you look at awards ceremony, there was nothing. So what we did was something crazy that was never done before. There was no blueprint. There was no model. We created the Southern Entertainment Awards. And to circle back around to the promotion side of it, we printed up 100,000 flyers and drove to other cities and states and put flyers on cars at different events. We mailed out CDs. You know, we had SEA mixtapes to help promote because people still had CD players in their car back then. We had DJs make 15 and 30-minute mixes to help promote. And because we had a record store, we also had addresses in our network of other record stores throughout the South. So we would send them a box of CDs and flyers.
Oh, wow.
To help promote. So a lot of street promotions, a lot of that Chitlin circuit grind for our event.
Now,
I actually miss those days.
Do you? So let me ask you something. So with the grit and the trials and errors, you mentioned that in one interview I was reading, the trials and errors. Like, can you give us some examples of those trials and errors, just in case somebody else from another state, maybe Flint, I don't know, somebody wants to come back?
You said, you know, being young African American in the South, trying to build an event from ground zero, it was hard getting support, you know, but through the grace of God and our vision, because we didn't create the SEAs as a cash grab or a money opportunity. We did it for our passion and love of entertainment and bringing people together and celebrating and highlighting everything out there. So we've been blessed with the ability to go into some beautiful venues that other people couldn't get into. From a sponsor side of things, it was hard because corporations didn't know of us. We're young, we're African American, you know, so it was a few hurdles, but you know, 21 years later, we're still here and
That's
we
amazing.
made it through.
Is there anything that you can, through your Rolodex of memories, one, I say, as far as whether it was the first, second, third, fourth SEA, what was probably the most trying or difficult time of producing that event?
Man, honestly, I think the very first one, because we were still trying to identify the best time of the year, the location and all that. Our first couple were in the month of January.
Oh, wow.
And we did the first Southern Entertainment Awards at Gibson's Guitar Showcase in Opry Mills, which is now H&M and Mission Barbecue.
H&M.
Oh, wow.
That was a venue
That's small world. I didn't know that.
in January.
That was cold.
You know what? It was 60 degrees that day and sunny. God
What?
blessed us.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
That was a defining moment for us. It let us know that we were on the right path.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The following year, I believe we were at John Henry's. We did, parties throughout the city and everything like that as well. And it was a good day, but overnight it started snowing, but it's been beautiful. And now we're in May. So, we really don't have anything to worry about aside from Mother's Day and Memorial Day.
Right. So let me ask you something. Like, when you were starting, being that you're from Flint, Michigan, coming from the North, was there ever a conflict of any other entities when developing that local award show? It's like, y'all ain't from here. What are y'all doing?
No, because we were already established in the community. Again, I moved down here in 1990.
Okay.
The SEA started 10 years later.
Okay.
10, 11 years later.
Okay, yeah, so you got your...
So I was already in the South. I'm not going to say known, but, we embrace all things here.
Right,
The independent artists in Nashville knew us.
Yeah.
The community in Memphis knew us. The DJs out there, because we were doing record pools. We had music on consignment. So there was no question of where we were from and what we were doing, because people knew where our heart was, and it was pure. I was in school at TSU. I was on campus, for a certain time I was pledging, but things happened.
Well, what'd you pledge?
I was pledging Kappa Alpha Psi.
You look like Kappa. I know.
I was told
you give me
But
Kappa
there
vibes.
was a suspension around that time.
They're doing some very bad things. Everybody was.
And I never went back to do that.
Good for you.
But I was engaged, I graduated from McGavitt. I went to TSU. So, people knew me.
Got you.
And it wasn't like, oh man, he from Flint. Why is he doing the Southern Entertainment Awards?
Right.
Yeah, you could just say you kind of give me them Kappa vibes a little bit. I was like, that boy dressed real good. He dressed real nice. Man, he dressed real nice.
But you're an alpha.
Yeah, I am an alpha, man.
And you dress nice too.
I mean, when I can, they still get on me a little bit because, he'd be a good Kappa. He would be a good Kappa.
Clean.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, clean.
Clean cut.
Yeah.
A clean cut.
Yep.
That's what it is,
Ball
man.
too. That's me.
Yeah.
So, let's jump into artists, man. So we had some questions, right? And I'm gonna throw some stats in there.
Let's go.
Let's go. So
I like numbers.
you love a number. Okay,
I'm
great.
a numbers guy.
So the first question is, what do you think it takes for a new artist to succeed in Nashville's hip hop scene, where hip hop and R&B as of 2024 make up over 40% of streaming activity based on billboards? And that's amazing, because I thought country was like...
Nah, so here's the crazy thing about all of these stats and numbers. And as it relates to Nashville, I want you to ask yourself, what is the Nashville sound? And if it has yet to be identified, that's the gem for the next artist coming up. Develop Nashville's sound and stick to it. Also, when composing and creating a song, it cannot be about your side of town, your city. It has to be non-geographical to an extent. The sound of the city should come through the music, and you don't have to say where you're from. People should listen to it and automatically, I know a song from Cali. I know a song from New York. I know a song from Atlanta, whether it's production or the dialect.
Right.
But when it comes to Nashville, what is that? I know a song from Memphis.
Right.
So
Yeah,
let me be
Memphis.
very clear. We're not just talking about Tennessee.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I also believe that consistency and letting people in, we have seen so many artists between the three of us over the past 3 decades that drop something, is hot, has momentum, and then what?
Crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's false.
Where's the second, third, fourth, fifth single? Where's the promotion, the marketing, and how is your networking with the DJs and other entities that are in and around music? So many times, artists, not just in Tennessee or in Nashville, but artists across the country, they are content with local success. Man, I walk into the club, everybody shout my name out. They're bringing me bottles for free and everything like that.
Right.
And that's fine. But if you want to catapult, then you have to think broader than that. You have to let people in. Yeah, you may post a hot single online every now and then, but when there's not a single coming out, what are you doing? What do people know about you? And that holds true to anything that you are, quote unquote, campaigning for.
When you ask that question, that dull spot, it should be some crickets in the background. Like it was a quiet spot when you said Nashville sound.
But it's crazy because we couldn't say Tennessee as a whole. It's because Memphis, I can identify the Memphis sound. That
by
drum
snare.
pattern, the snare and the drum pattern. It's just like there, and it's got that old funky. It's a blues. It's a slick a blues sound to it.
Whether it's rap, R&B, soul, whatever. If it comes from Memphis, you probably know it.
It's crazy because a lot of Memphis, there was like a little beef I know between Houston and Memphis. Talking about y'all stole our sound. Because they kind of sound something similar in certain ways, and I'm thinking like, I don't know if it's that guitar twang they do, or is that it's got the synth going on, But you are correct. Like Nashville doesn't have a sound, and I've thought to myself, it's like you're over there creating movies, right? That are just universal movies, right? And you're having to push the sound almost through those movies. So do you feel that someone came with a movie based in Nashville, whether it was a Friday back in our day, whether it was a Menace to Society, something like that, do you feel that that would help embellish the Black culture in Nashville with the music, the lifestyle, everything? Kind of like a hustle and flow tactic.
Manion did a film about Nashville.
Okay.
It featured Dylan Diggum in it.
Go ahead.
Trying to go back.
Go ahead.
To anyone watching, forgive me if I speak out of context, but that was 2 decades ago.
That's okay. Right.
With the emergence of so many artists in Nashville now and the talent in the city, I would love to see a film for and about Nashville, whether it's an artist journey or I don't know, some rival beef type stuff like a CB4 but in a comical way.
Right.
Or Pootie Tang trying to get the music to your new single to the radio and all of that. I believe that now would be a great time. If anyone watching this wants to do it, by all means, I release that intellectual property idea right now to you. But I would like to be involved in the music supervision of something like that.
And we are referring to, like, of course, Black culture here.
Right.
Now, because Jelly Roll came out with a documentary. And like he was talking about some things in Nashville, but we always, I felt, needed our.
Oh, yeah. For our sound, we need our film.
Facts.
I like that. For our, you heard.
Yeah, facts.
You heard. For our sound, we need our people. Always remember that. So I have another thing for you. So next question. Who is your favorite local rapper that's possibly going global, based in Nashville, with about 30% of Nashville's Billboard charting in Nashville? It's hip hop and R&B. But finding that artist that you find like that you're intrigued by, what stands out are they close to developing that sound that you're thinking of? Because you obviously have the sound, Janiro. Like, I don't know.
I've been in Nashville 20 plus years.
Right.
I have an idea of what it would sound like. And there are some upcoming producers that are kind of developing that. You know, I think producers like Chill, I think producers like Cash, I think producers like Smokey, I think producers like Fate, I think producers like Band Play, you know, Shannon Sanders and others. If I missed anyone, again, forgive me. Because I know it's plenty more out there. I believe that if many of the producers got together in the same room and said, what do we want Nashville to sound like? And worked on one song or two or beat packs together, I really believe that would make it happen. It won't just come from one producer. When you think of Motown, it wasn't just one producer. When you think about the Philadelphia Soul, it wasn't just one producer. It was a group of individuals, mother, father, sister band, and other people instrumental in developing what they wanted to be known for in our culture as well. When you think of Atlanta, it's multiple producers. When you think of New York, it's crews of producers, you know. And when you think of Memphis, it's kind of the same thing. You know, and Nashville once people get on the same page, it'll be better. And it will be defined. Whether that happens in the next 1 year, 5 years, or decade, I do know it is possible.
And you know, just a segue to that too, like, and it might be a whole nother question, but let me see. So, being that you said that, and you know, we're speaking about, you know, black music, and you know, what we hope or see in our minds, what the potential sound may be. Let's just say we find that sound, right? We get all those producers together and we find that sound. We were talking about gatekeepers the other day. We talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're like, man, you know, as far as in black music in Nashville, who would you consider to be a gatekeeper of black music? Like, to really, like you say, catapult us out there.
I don't think there should be any gatekeepers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Withholding opportunities, knowledge, and information people is not the right thing to do.
Okay.
Having a way to filter those who would misappropriate is the right thing to do.
Okay.
You know, because again, it's a representation. So if someone is just coming to beg, borrow, steal, they may not be good for the culture.
Gotcha.
If someone is going to help elevate, then let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a gatekeeper. I wouldn't consider myself one.
I do.
If I could,
I do.
If I could help
in a good way,
I'm here. I'm available.
Yeah.
You know? Am I solidified in the music, entertainment industry, culture for African Americans and Black music and all things African American in Nashville?
Right.
Probably am.
You are, and then that's what we're saying. You are, man, because you think about it. The whole,
but I would love to help anybody anytime.
Right, because you create the DJ, like you house like the DJ coalition all together in an award show, and you educate artists. You go through the whole process. So people, when you go to the SCA, he takes you through the whole process on breaking yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're good enough, well, throw you on stage, right? That's what you. It's a school. It's hard knocks. It's a school of hard knocks. It teaches you.
Yeah. And there's no
lessons.
Easy path.
No.
If you want it, you have to work for it.
What do you say to artists who, like he mentioned, what was available and what is available with the SCAs from seminars and stuff? You've even incorporated film and stuff in there the last few years. What is it from an artist that goes there for the first time, what advice would you give them? What would be the next move after the SEA Awards? What should they do?
If you come to the Southern Entertainment Awards, which for those of you watching, I do hope you attend.
Mm-hmm.
If you never have, you cannot come empty-handed. You cannot come believing that you are on a higher plateau than anyone else in the room. You have to come willing to network, willing to make yourself open to information, and willing to be humble as well. If you're an artist, come with some CDs, come with QR codes, come with flash drives for the DJs with service packs, anything like that. Because in many instances, the people that are in the room could be very instrumental in changing the directive of your musical life.
So do you still believe that based in 2024, do you still believe that artists need DJs?
Woo!
I'm
That's
just
a good
going
question.
Everybody needs a DJ.
Okay.
Many records don't get broke without a DJ. Because the DJ has an ear or trained. I'm going to say most DJs have a PhD in what they do.
Yeah.
You're right.
They have studied, they have read, they have listened, they have observed what does and does not work for their crowd, their audience, in their city, their state, or anything like that. So an artist can never shy away from a DJ. What I see happen is sometimes it is selective on which DJs artists take their music to.
Right.
It is the case of, this DJ is over at this popular club, so I'm going to get my music to them and only deal with them.
Okay.
In Nashville, there's 20 plus DJs.
Yeah.
Right.
Easily. Last I counted, it's probably 40 or 50.
What?
If you are not getting your music to all of them, then you are missing out. Something is wrong with that equation. If you only get your music to 2% of the total, then how do you expect 100% result?
Yeah, you're going to have a 2% chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I may not spin a ton of the now music that's popular right now, but I know a few thousand DJs across the country.
Okay.
If it doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean I can't get it to someone that it will work for. So what artists need is visibility in other markets. Do you know how much it would cost to effectively promote a single in 40 markets across the country?
Yeah.
Probably more than it would cost to get music to me for free. Because if I like it, I'm sending it.
Nice.
That's real. And what you mentioned about that too, just what they need to do the SEA Awards. Quick little side view, something me and him did. When we came to the SEA Awards in Tunica, we had our cameras. We weren't assigned to do anything.
Right.
We just came. We had a camera. So we were just looking around, we were like, let's do some interviews, man.
Right.
And we just saw a side over there that was empty, right? And while the show was going, I remember we just set up a little LED lights, and we had the DVC. We had the camera. We had shout out to Dr. Janine. She's a news anchor out there in Louisiana.
Or Janae Francine.
Yeah, Janae Francine. You know what I'm saying? Put her little pretty self up on there. She got the mic, and then next thing you know, Janiro, it was just a line.
Everybody started coming over there. I remember.
It was just we made a move without being asked, and it was just one of those things. We were like, well, hey, let's just see if we can, do it the next time.
Content that probably a lot of people don't have.
Right. See?
Probably content I don't have, but need.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to act like you're supposed to be there.
Historical information.
Yeah. Sometimes you act like you're supposed to be there.
Exactly.
That's the thing we pulled. Like the stories we hear all the time from artists.
Right.
We just set up, and then, it worked. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was beneficial
y'all got
for
footage
us.
With Scotty ATL. I believe he probably also
Brittany.
DJ Screen.
A lot of people.
J.O.N.E.S. Jones. What's my guy
we
name
had
out of
drummer boy
Memphis?
too.
Now he's at 89.7. He's at my school at KUAP now doing DJing. Right, talk like this. You know, he's from Memphis.
Man,
From 107.
Lomax.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Lomax.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So you would agree that even though you're coming there trying to learn something, an artist is coming to share his music and share his insight, you still have to understand that you still have to make value for your people.
Yeah. Why would you not work a room?
Right. You know, yeah, but there are people paying for space doing stuff like that. But like at the same time, just take an initiative.
Mm-hmm.
That although the spaces are right there, you may not have seen that space as what it is.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it's taking the initiative. And from that point on, at the SEAs, you take an initiative towards the DJs, getting the connections you want, because they're going to remember your face. Because like you said, you hold historical footage.
Mm-hmm.
You are the gatekeeper of that perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a vantage point, but you're the missing element.
Yeah.
So like, it's like when we're trying to solve a crime, it's like, we need Josh, we need Face the Truth, we need Tay, we need all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out is that people in Nashville, I've noticed a lot of artists, they just drop it, listen to my music and walk off. And it's like, okay, what are you about?
Or in the middle of DJing, hey, here's my next song. Can you pull it up? You know, there's a time and place for everything. You know, many DJs don't like trying to download something in the middle of their set because, as we all know, technology fails and it can crash and make the DJ look bad in the middle of their set.
Right.
But, you know, just get it to them a little early.
So would you say the psychological thing dealing with DJs, like the relationship, like, because I mean, because
the relationship has always been odd between artists and DJs.
Why so? Why you think?
I think there's a certain level of expectation, but I also believe that there are some bad experiences that has formulated that perception as well.
So there's some intimidating factors that go into creating a relationship with the artist and DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rappers stop messing with they baby mamas, DJs baby mamas and stuff. Told y'all. Then making a song about it and stuff. I ain't gonna spin your stuff either.
Man. So
not my case.
Not your case. Yeah, not your case. Hey, you cut the check.
Look.
But let's move on to movies, man. So I was doing some research with the Tennessee Entertainment Commission.com. So we're talking about films now. See, and you jump into films and you're flourishing. And like it just seems like it's working. So like
I enjoy it.
I love films too. That's why I stayed in that lane on certain things. Because what a way to present culture when you have the visual, you have the storyline, you got the music. Because music is a big deal when it comes to films. You know that they'll take the stock music in the wrong scene. Like you need somebody like Janiro be like, that ain't working. Like he's about to kiss this girl, and you throw on some. It's not even a scene. It's not set correctly.
Definitely has to be appropriate for the time. And you don't need a film with music all the way through it.
Right.
If it's not about music.
Right.
But the relationship my director and I have worked very, very good. The last 4 films I did not even look at where the music was going to go. I just sent songs based off of the storyline and how the songs felt to me.
Yeah.
But in perfect world scenario, you're supposed to get the film dry. And based on the timelines, then you insert music or you try to match up music for that scene and everything like that.
So you would say the music supervisor, I'm going to say this, the music supervisor is a DJ.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. And so many artists don't understand sync and licensing and all that. And many music supervisors are hard to get a hold of.
That's true.
One of the reasons why I wanted to be a music supervisor in film was 1, I already had a relationship with artists. 2, I already do an event.
Translates.
You know,
perfect.
And 3, I love film, just period. I like watching movies and stuff. It's another way to decompress for me. But I also knew that I wanted to be a different type of music supervisor.
Okay.
Yes, we are a recluse to an extent,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be the music supervisor out there that says, here's the link, send me your music, period. Because just as much as I need good music, I need bad music also.
That's true.
So a film can use a bad song,
right?
And you can still get paid off of it as an artist.
People don't know that though. People don't know that. See,
Like there's, go back and look at films that are about music and entertainment, and there's probably a part in there that someone doesn't like a song. Bad music is needed in films.
Exactly.
You know, so I need everything. I don't need your number one song. I don't need your hit record.
Yeah.
I need music that doesn't expire. So if it's in a film in 2021, when someone listens to it in 2028, it still aligns to the film itself.
I'd be messed up as an artist. Like they got one of my bad songs or whatever, and they put it in the scene. They'll be, man, I want to hear that stuff, man. Cut that off. Hey, man, at least I got spun though, man.
Think of Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
When Ludacris was in the bathroom.
Oh yeah. Woo. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, man, tell me you just dropped this in the toilet, man.
But we all remember that scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we know that feeling.
That skinny. Yeah. That's it. I remember that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just didn't go to that extent.
Yeah. No, we never went to that extent.
Yeah, he went to jail.
Well, you know what?
Like,
yeah. No, I gave. And speaking of that, I've been cornered plenty of times at the SE Awards in an elevator where people would give, you know, hey man, check out my song, and then, oh, man, in my head I'll be like, all right, man, oh, yeah, man, yeah. They used to get on me because I was the Mr. Yeah, you did your thing. I'm Mr. Do your thing, you know. But they did do their thing, you know. But
not
just
to
like
your
I'm
standards, though.
yeah. I just
You lied.
I lied. I wasn't being
That's
true
enough
to
of that
me.
lying.
You know what I mean? I lied.
Stop lying to artists.
Stop lying.
Just period. If it's good, it's good. If it's not good, at least provide constructive criticism on how it could be better.
But that is the balancing beam, because
you don't know who's gonna get mad and what they're gonna do.
But see, but that's disrespectful. Well, right, but that's disrespectful that you would send Janiro a track knowing that it's trash.
I wouldn't send him that. I wouldn't send him.
But you said you did his thing, so you did.
I just told the people who sent. I said they did their thing. Oh, you did your thing.
So they just completed the project.
They did their thing. Yeah,
just completed.
They did their thing.
You're not saying that you did your thing. Like go to the.
Well, they took it that way, and I know they took it that way. And I just, you know,
over here,
in my mind, they did their thing. They did a thing.
Yeah.
False hope.
Yeah, they did something that other people didn't accomplish.
Yeah, they expected some action to happen behind it, and then I didn't pass it on. Because I felt like, let's just say this: if I was to get that to Janiro, then like he'd be like, man, yeah, I don't want to ruin my stuff. Like I ain't about to send him. I've
had bad records.
Yeah.
You know? So from the film side,
okay,
my expectation is I'm getting anything.
Okay.
On the DJ side, my expectation is send me something I can play.
Okay.
There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
So you have a better chance of getting your music circulated in film.
I could play music in film faster than I could DJ it in the club. And when I DJ it in the club, the artist doesn't get paid. When the song is in film, you get paid for the life of the film.
Right.
Because of your royalties.
Facts.
See, I've noticed some people have gotten, like Kanye, gotten the whole arrangement down. Kendrick, he's getting the whole arrangement. There's a reason why they pick them so often, is they know how to space lyrics from actual music.
Yeah.
So now, like during the scene, you ain't got a whole bunch of lyrics popping. They'll actually let the track breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
you may hear a verse in there real quick.
You know, one of the joys about film that I really like is I still have music sitting on reserve that I received 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Right.
Because you never know when something can be used in the moment.
Right.
Prime example. I believe one of the fast food chains, I'm not going to name names because no one's paying me for this.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is a fast food chain that is running a current promotion for like Gotta Eat Fresh or something like that. the music because I pay attention to these things.
Yeah.
The music in the commercial is from the Skinny Boys. They had a song called Weightless. Their beatboxer, because that was popular back then, their beatboxer name was Jockbox.
Okay.
He says in the song, gotta eat fresh.
Gotcha.
Or gotta be fresh. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That is used in a national campaign, and that song is 40 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you would say when it comes to upcoming artists, just keep making tracks, keep making music.
Keep making music.
That's the key. That's the key, because a lot of us, I'm gonna say me sometimes, I'm such a perfectionist. Quality, you want quality music, but there comes a time where you just, nowadays you got Lander and Automaster, you just need to start putting it out there.
But when you put an album together, most of the time a label, for those that go that route, a label wants you to submit 20, 30
songs.
Yeah.
But they only use 8 to 12.
Yeah.
Right.
The others push to film or sync. Sports Center. Grocery stores play music.
Yeah.
Film, TV,
Gyms.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Find a music supervisor that's sourcing music for those things.
So what do the artists need to have in place when they send you music for movies? Like what legalities?
Paperwork.
Okay. What are the top ones that
One thing that threw me off recently was an artist sent me some music. Loved it. Actually, I heard them perform it somewhere. So I went to a showcase, heard them perform it. As soon as they got off stage, I was like, here's my contact info. Send me this song because I can probably use it in film.
Yeah.
The music was sent. Couple months later, hey, we're going to use your music in film.
Okay.
Here's the sync license paperwork. I need you to sign this and everything like that.
Right.
You'll get paid royalties every quarter, for the life of the film and all that, which is amazing.
Right.
A couple extra dollars, more than probably what you're making off the music right now.
Right.
But the beat was leased. And in the lease contract from the producer that doesn't speak English, that they can no longer get a hold of, it says it cannot go in film or television.
Oh, man.
Dang.
So he didn't buy the exclusive at all. He just leased.
The artist just leased the beat and they can't even get a hold of the person. That was the first time, first time that's ever happened.
Gotcha.
But I try to let people know, make sure your music is on Spotify because that's where we create and build our soundtracks from.
Okay.
Make sure you have all your PRO stuff set up, your performing rights organization. Make sure things are copywritten, and all that, because the last thing we want to do as music supervisors, so the horror story of a music supervisor would be a song is in film, the film blows up, and then someone reaches out and says, I didn't authorize that beat to be used. Or I wrote that and I'm not credited.
Ooh.
They could send a cease and desist.
Right. On the film itself.
On the film itself.
Yeah.
Right.
And it has to get pulled. Typically, from other music supervisors that I've listened to, they rework the contract because on bigger budget films, so our budgets are primarily for the production of film. But if I had a music budget, then that means if I paid someone $10,000 for usage of a song, you owe me money back, and now it has to be redirected to this other person.
Wow. So I had an argument with an artist actually about purchasing exclusive rights and then leasing, because people download off of YouTube and it's like, I got a little hit, but they don't ever think about like
YouTube
the legal.
is good to help find your sound and style
references,
and practice with and everything, but if you can't get the rights, Don't put it out.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I look at when I go to YouTube, it's that sound. You start educating yourself on the BPMs. You start educating on the keys, and you start to learn things. Because sometimes you just need a reference.
Yeah.
That's all. If Janiro can be a supervisor, but he just needs a reference sometimes in that scene. But there's a chance that he might not use that song. He might just need a reference right now.
Yeah.
So when we send him a catalog, it's just references. And then whatever doesn't get used, at his discretion, he's just like, I'm gonna push it towards film. If I can't push it in DJ, some of them he can push in DJ. It just has that bounce to it. And to me, like Soldier Boy with the Yule song, that Superman was he created a commercial hit to where it could be used in film. They even like redo the song,
and the song still goes hard.
It still goes hard
for something.
I heard
like,
techno beat last week.
You play it anywhere, somebody is gonna do the dance.
Yeah.
Because those two things are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you could throw it in a song. I mean, you could throw it in film, put the song in film. You can use it for a commercial. You could play it at a live sporting event. Sometimes you gotta make that one record. Like Mariah Carey lives off of her Christmas album. And you said it. Like, she doesn't have to make another album.
Wow.
Because Christmas comes every year.
That is true. It's seasonal.
Every year.
You know what I'm saying? So like, hopefully we get like a track for the 4th of July. We can come up with something.
Yeah,
that's always going to happen.
Someone make a Juneteenth record.
Juneteenth, you're right.
There is no Juneteenth song right now.
It really ain't. No, there really ain't.
On Juneteenth, I got to go back and play. I can play Killer Mike.
Yeah.
I got to go back and play Public Enemy, Paris, Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah.
You know, Dead Prez.
Yeah.
You know, music that that isn't that type of pro-black music that isn't coming out anymore.
Right.
There is no Juneteenth record. Yes, I do want my compensation for that.
You heard it. No.
You're gonna have to license that idea.
But I tell artists all the time, like one of our films is a holiday film, and it is called New Year, New Us, #Love Goals. So it's the second in the film series. We also have a Christmas movie that is coming out. It's 12 Bays of Christmas. But I tell a lot of artists,
bays.
I tell a lot of artists, make holiday music, make one holiday record.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. I think Snoop had one too. What was that one? He had I think it was the 12 Days of Christmas.
Gucci got one.
Gucci got one. Chris Brown too. All of them.
Gucci got whole Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Gucci is known to put out Christmas rap albums.
But he never stopped. He always, because I was reading his book.
He got records.
I read his book, and I was like, even in jail, Gucci, he freestyled most of his stuff. And it's crazy, but he was always
Gucci got records.
Yeah.
Gucci got flow. Gucci got records.
When he was in jail, he was still dropping music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was staying relevant.
That's
so he set himself up so that when he got out, he was already booked for shows.
That's a fact.
When he got out, he came to the SEAs.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Him and Nikki, Waka was there.
That was 07, 08? Because he's been in and out plenty of times.
Yeah.
So
he was still under Deb.
Deb, because that was Walker's mom.
He did Slumber Party with Nikki at the SEAs. So I know it was not our 10th year. It was later down the line. So
gotcha.
But yeah, it again, just
but that's what
for artists, just keep making music.
Keep making music, and he encouraged that with his own label because he had the Migos he was working with, and then, before he got locked up, and a lot of other artists. And he said that he built the creative factory. Well, I forgot what it was called, but it's a factory, and he was like, "Y'all could sleep here. I have everything, food, everything. They had like rooms you can lay
go
down.
record.
Just stay in the studio. There is no excuse why you should live." He said practically it's like jail, but in musicians jail. You know what I'm saying? You got to
keep you out of trouble, and we're gonna.
But
I mean, that's what so many successful labels did. Like again, you go back and look at Motown.
They were like your guardians.
Yeah, because think about it. They leased, if they did want to live off the premises, they would lease homes close to the studio.
Yeah, yeah.
So it technically wasn't their home. Like when people's like, he paid how much? $300 million for a home?
Right.
That's what they say.
Yeah, yeah.
He could have leased, that could have been just like a lease.
Yeah.
Till then, you know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
to say that they couldn't afford it, but it just makes sense because
If you're not gonna do that.
I want to bring my girl to my spot.
Yeah,
You know, I don't want to be in the studio and then, yeah, man. Like you next.
Yep. Biggie Small and stuff, man.
Nah, let's not talk about Biggie with Faith Evans. She going viral for. But like, let me go ahead and throw this before we just kind of wrap things up. So, do you feel? Let's talk about Tennessee. Like, so I was reading some statistics. Tennessee has ranked in the 5th in the nation for motion picture and video production employment. And not only that, it's a 64% growth rate in motion picture and video production employment over the past decade. Now, do you feel in 2024, do you find the film industry easier to navigate than its music counterpart?
To an extent, film might be a little easier. But when you think about music and how quick people can make it and get it out there, it's much faster than film. Because editing, production time, and all that in film, you can have a very good movie take 24 months to come out.
That's true.
But once that high budget film comes out, let's say the latest installment of Bad Boys,
Right.
how long did it take to film?
Oh, exactly.
You know, to put that out.
Right.
Versus a good album may not take as much time.
Right.
But there are so many open doors in film for African Americans that don't exist in music. Because in film, you look at writers, music supervisor, camera crew, makeup, stylist, fashion, all these other roles. You don't always have to be the person on camera,
Right.
to be in an industry.
Right.
And the higher the budget of the film, the better the pay is. You know, so the reward is there. Normally, once you find that director or writer and y'all click and you link, you're on every project. An artist putting out an album has to almost always equal or top their last project.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's true. Or they'll be doing commercials.
Yeah.
And finding endorsements and stuff they don't like.
Yeah.
And just to stay relevant. And it's a shame because I look at the best model when it comes to film and music in such as a franchise, I feel. The Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
And
breaks artists.
They don't stop promoting it either.
No,
Ludacris just posted something the other day about Fast and Furious.
Right. When Cardi B was on just that little segment, it was like, whoa, now you're part of the franchise. Tyrese, I can't recover the last I heard him sing. Oh no,
I mean he got some albums on under the radar.
Right. That's on that level because I see Tyrese as an actor. Bow Wow, he's an actor. It was funny when he did that Versus.
Yeah.
So he's like, and then all his music crashed. See, that's why you should keep things on a hard drive or something like
That's
I said. But no, you're right. Like Tennessee, so we need that Fast and Furious. We need that type of culture where we can just keep making sagas and films like a Star Wars and just start releasing.
Yeah.
And for an artist in Tennessee to grow.
Yeah.
And I get it, Janiro. Like I get what and that's just crazy. So. Apparently you answered the question. If you had the choice to be in the music or the movie business, it would probably be the movie business.
I mean, in film, I'm in the music business, so it's kind of
he got.
But I like all of it. I like the music supervision because I can sit in my house, not be bothered, and just listen to music.
Right.
I love listening to music so much.
Yeah.
So much. Like a day doesn't go by to where I don't listen to music.
Yeah.
From sun up to sundown.
See, I'm kind of the same way. Like I told some people, it's like, man, how do you direct films? I said, you're gonna laugh. People say they're gonna laugh, right? I said, I have an AirPod in my ear. They're like, why do you even listen to? I said, I listen to the dialogue.
Yeah.
But I have a playlist,
Mm.
and that's how I do my beats.
Mm.
I'm like, so when I go to give the music to him,
Mm.
I'm like, during this scene, I can be more reference. This could be a better reference.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I was playing right here. This is something similar.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll find it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's it. And to me, I'm good with working because I believe in music
yeah,
being a driving factor,
yeah.
especially with horror films. That's all music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be, you know, so again, back to when we think of films that last, a good
Yes.
horror film,
Yeah.
Yes.
a good Halloween type film.
Yeah.
Like, look at Saw
Yeah.
in the series.
Saw-
Look at
yes.
Halloween. Look at Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
You know, all of those. Yeah, you know, so Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yeah. You brought
know,
it back.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was I remember them.
Mhm.
Yep.
Shoot.
Yep.
A creep show, all that.
Yeah, I remember
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. So
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
so
you know,
bringing it
man.
back.
Those things are, they got cult followings, many of those.
And Jordan Peele, when he did that, the new Twilight Zone. when
Yeah.
he did that. I like Jordan Peele.
I like Twilight Zone anyway. My
Okay.
mom really loves watching the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
When the marathons come on.
I feel like
you know.
we in one now. That's
Yeah.
another story.
It does feel like that. Like
Yeah. It's the next 4 months will be interesting.
It will.
so. If we had to get one more question out of you, this is a random one. If there were 3 artists you would like to work with in the Tennessee area, who would they be and why? I'm gonna give you 3 artists.
So I can't do 3.
Okay,
I got a list.
All right.
all right.
so-
Well, you can't do 3, so you'll throw the rest on film.
Boom.
Yeah. So this would be a list of artists that are in Nashville or have been that I would have liked to work with in the past,
Yeah.
Mm,
am currently working with,
mm.
or I see them
Mhm.
and I can't wait to work with.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Lido,
Yeah, of course.
definitely an artist I would love to do something with,
Yeah.
Mm.
you know, especially in film.
Yeah.
Starlito, you heard that?
I believe Lido can do a title track for a film.
Mhm.
You know, so
Mhm.
Lido, by the way,
Mhm.
I am looking for music for Southside Hero. Just a heads up.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Paper.
Should we tag him?
Paper.
See,
I've
Paper,
done
what's up?
work with Paper.
Yeah.
You know, he still has a Nashville anthem.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Sweet Poison. Actually just
Sweet
placed
Poison.
her music in the film.
Okay.
You know, she has a song that's going to be in 12
Remember her?
days.
She a little bit. She a little bit. I like a little.
Rollo B,
little-
a Nashville legend.
Okay.
Okay.
Prior to his death, I would have really loved to do more with him, but I was, you know, I was still fresh.
Got you.
But if you go back and listen to some of Rollo B stuff and listen to Tupac, you might think differently.
Okay.
Buck, you know, I've seen Buck in and around town so many times, you know,
Right.
would love to work with him, you know, whether that's even to perform at the SEAs
Hmm.
That
or
would be
anything.
good. But we calling you.
Yeah. Buck has had a hiatus from the SEA, so we need you back. We want you back. MCD out of Lebanon,
Okay.
Tennessee. He has a song called Tennessee Pimpin', you know,
Okay.
and he's making some moves. So I like what he's doing. Jay Dollar.
Jay Dollar.
J.
Jay
Dollar.
Dollar
I know.
reminds me of,
Yeah.
you know, Devin the Dude type flow.
I
and
love
everything
that.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Blasian B3. I just like her energy.
I know. I like Blake.
Yeah. Adonis, she's a female vocalist in the city that I have not had the opportunity to work with. But
Yeah.
Adonis, just a heads up, I need music from women for upcoming projects by women also.
Okay.
Brian Taylor,
All right.
definitely like him. He performed at the SEAs a couple years ago.
Okay.
And, you know, I like his hustle. You
Okay.
know,
Gotcha.
he has a good team around him, as well as Tim Gent.
Tim
I
Gent,
have not
of
had
course.
the opportunity to work with Tim Gent. Tim, I know you do sync. I know you got some major placements and everything like that. But you know, if I could get one, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Mimi the Goat.
I know. I've heard. of
Me.
I like Mimi the Goat. And again, if I miss anyone, charge it to my charge it to me.
We'll just put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because I know I'm gonna miss someone. But I got a list, and anytime you do a list, you are subject to miss someone. But I couldn't do this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Lotus. I believe Lotus has found his niche.
Yes.
Shout out to his EP that just
it did. It was a good EP.
Yep. And Double Solid Entertainment, shout out to the team and everything. Mike Floss,
Mike.
I love his wordplay and just the music that he does.
And he does work in the community too.
Yes.
I saw him at the African Street Festival. We chopped it up.
Lil Bree would be another. He's a good soul.
Just
Shout out to
right.
Yeah.
Just good energy.
And you need that in
personality too.
Music.
Yeah.
Someone that's genuine, that's authentic, that cares, that is a great father as well as a black man.
And I think with Bree, we grew with Bree. Because Bree, he did have different, before he found his...
He's been trying to find his lane over the past 10 years also.
Yeah.
But I believe he's there now.
Yeah. He's there.
Yeah, he was one of those young, before we were, we had our people, but like when we were watching Bree,
right,
14, 15 years old, I just liked how he was just consistent. He was just, hey, I'm just gonna try it, and he did have a slight little cult following though.
Mm-hmm.
In the Nashville.
I mean, he's done his own tours, shows, everything like that. So, now if everyone that I'd listed, if half of them could get together on something. I'm not saying like a whole we all in the same game type thing.
Right.
But like that would be a dope record coming from Nashville with those producers to be the Nashville sound.
We need a We Are the World moment for Nashville. What come on.
But again, we all in the same game.
Right.
Was important for the West Coast.
Yeah.
Self-destruction
with
BDP. That was huge for the East Coast.
Right.
Took some of the artists and talent from that time, from that neighborhood and put it all together. And that's what Nashville needs to do.
No, that's true. It's always like an anthem.
Yeah.
It's like a wake up everybody.
Yeah.
So they did that with Missy Elliott, Fabulous. I mean, they took an old sample and then they redid it. And that could be played all throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially they were doing it during the campaigns. Like, I hate to say it, if you have a Trump song, put it out. If you have a Democrat, put it out. Come on.
That F Donald Trump worked.
Hey, look, right. I mean, I'm just saying, Kanye, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
We all knew when he said, I wore this MAGA hat and I feel good.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like it's my cape. And I'm like, okay, Kanye. New album, by the way.
And then Kanye's like, George Bush doesn't like black people.
He is so...
I know.
But we will never forget that. And when you start thinking about Hurricane Katrina and all of that that happened and who received what.
Yeah. But it's a fact. You check the facts.
That is true.
Yeah. So, and that's why
some people were better taken care of. There is still damage in New Orleans from Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there's still dirty water in Flint.
Man.
Wow.
And they say it's in the water. It's definitely in the water.
Wow. See, so let me ask you something. Like, I know we talk about artists in Tennessee, but like, how do you, before we wrap this up again, like, how do you feel about like the 50 Cent, where he bought the movie studio down in Louisiana? It's like Shreveport, I believe. Like, do you aspire to work with him in a sense?
50
based on power.
Character, man. He knows his opportunity. I would love to do music supervision under that 50 Cent umbrella.
Nice.
The shows and just, I mean, look at the series of Power. It started and then it grew into 2-3 other series and everything,
Right.
Like, I there are people I definitely aspire to work with. Yeah. I would love to do music for Tyler Perry. Under Tyler Perry Studios.
Please,
I would, anybody out there, but the caveat to all that is the company that I'm with, we have high quality films, and Nina Stacks is a genius. Remember that name She is a premier filmmaker and writer.
Do you want to share your story? Well, join us at Clean Cut Conversations. Let's talk mental health, relationships, finance, self-care, and entrepreneurship. Your voice matters, so let's make a difference together. Welcome back, man. That was our commercial break. If you decide that you want to be on the show to promote your business or be on the show just to educate our Black audience, feel free to hit us up on the email. You see the information, just hit us up and we'll put you on the show. So now we're back.
Thank you.
Okay. So we were talking about the people you would love to work with. You know, Tyler Perry. You know, I'm sure you have, what's her name? Ava DuVernay? Or,
Yeah.
You want to probably work with her as well. And some other big, and maybe Jordan Peele, perhaps.
Man.
He said he liked the Twilight Zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be.
You know, I mean, honestly, anyone, I would welcome an opportunity. But the opportunity that I am living in right now, I know will grow. We have a good, solid team at Onyx Theory Arts. Nice. And one day, I want someone to be sitting in this exact chair saying, I would love to work with Nina Stacks and Janiro.
Dope.
Nice.
And the team over at Onyx Theory Arts.
Wow.
Dope. So as far as just to kind of reel it back in with everything on the conclusion, like, you know, you have pretty much 30 some odd years. You know, you came down here in the early 90s, top of the 90s. You know, you've been involved with the music scene, you know, from locally, regionally, nationally. You've created a platform that's 20 plus years old now. You know, do you feel like you've accomplished everything, or you are where you want to be, or is there more you would like to add to your repertoire?
I don't ever feel like I've done enough.
Yeah.
There's more that I can do. There's more people out there that I can have a positive impact on.
Yeah.
So my job is never done. When God decides my job is done, and that's when it's done. But I know that there are more people that I can help.